Hi, I'm Marion Landry, Technical Marketing Manager for Autodesk. So you're using an HDRI image as a background and a lighting solution in a sky dome. Now let me show you a few tips around that in order to adjust that background and position it exactly where you want it in your shots. So most likely you are using a longitudinal type HDRI image and you have dropped that as a background environment in your viewport and using this image as well to light your scene as part of your sky dome. Now this image was applied automatically for you, but what if you want to rotate and kind of position this image to receive specific highlights or to adjust the lighting of your scene or perhaps the background image of your scene. So let's see how we can do that. First of all, I'm going to show you the setup here. So I have this HDRI image in my environments. I also have it in my skylight, so it is creating the lighting solution. I'm going to drag that into the material editor so I have access to the parameter and I can go into the adjustment. Now you see that the mapping is a spherical environment. Now upon loading this image, the position was automatic and I didn't get to choose which part of this background I get to see in the viewport or where exactly my highlights that are derived from the sun will land on this three-wheeler. So to be a bit more creative, I would like to have a bit more control on that. So I'm going to refer to the coordinates and I'm going to change the offset, the U offset, which is basically circulating this image around my spherical environment, and I'm going to basically choose my orientation. I can also change the V axis, so it's kind of the Y axis, and I maybe make this environment a little higher or a little lower depending on the image itself. So I'm going to choose to have a backlit, so I'm going to choose to have my sun behind the object that I am lighting, in this case the three-wheeler, and that will give me a specific type of creative image. So when I render this, you'll notice that the sun and the lighting is coming from behind the three-wheeler. So that's a specific look I might be interested in having. Now if I want to have something a little bit different, maybe I want to choose to position the highlight of the sun kind of highlighting the engine of my three-wheeler, and now I see trees in the background and some sort of a more calm sky, and that gives me a different type of image. Now I have chosen to have the highlight aiming at the chrome located on the engine. So both are great, but at least now I have control of the look of this rendering. So I have a bit more of a dramatic type of lighting with the light coming from the back of the three-wheeler or the light coming from behind the camera highlighting the engine. Now keep in mind that the minute you're using a different HDRI image, you most likely will want to reposition the image specifically. So let me load a different environment here and see quickly how this impacts my rendering. So now I have the new image in the background, and if I render that quickly, it will give me a certain result, but most likely I will want to adjust it according to this specific image. So again, under the parameter of this specific material, I get to rotate and reposition this background image accordingly and really choose a creative shot or a creative way to use this image for a specific purpose that I have here, or depending on the object that I am rendering. So again, I can change it on the U or the V axis, the U representing the X axis and the V representing the Y axis. And now that I have repositioned this image, the highlights and the lighting of my scene will be affected depending on the position of this environment. So great way to use specific lighting with an HDRI image, and you get to choose exactly where the highlights are positioned and become really creative with that look that you are after for your rendering.